Jamie, where's Kevin?
Lacey, I don't know. He should be around here somewhere.
He's supposed to be down here. I'm like, we don't have no time to be looking around for him.
All right.
We should might as well just go ahead and summon him then.
All right.
All right.
Rise and shine. All right, so what's up, Lacey? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. You good, Jamie?
I'm great.
Fantastic. Let's get into it. Welcome, family. Check this out. We went public with our relationship yesterday. As many of you guys know, it's a poly relationship, and we have had a ton of questions asked to us. And we went on ahead and decided to give you guys the 5 most ridiculous questions we've been asked, right? So starting from number 5, I wrote them down here on my phone. So start from number 5. What about jealousy, right? Now, first of all, people deal with jealousy regardless of whether you're monogamous, polygamous, polyamorous. It does not matter. Jealousy is a human characteristic, just like anger, sadness, resentment, disappointment, right? Depression. We all go through these things, right? Emotions, they travel through every one of us. We all handle them differently, and we all can grow to where we can handle these things better. So it's a ridiculous question to ask because many of you guys are in monogamous relationships and get jealous over any little stupid thing. So just want to throw that out there, okay? It's a silly question, and that doesn't matter whether or not a person's polygamous, polyamorous, monogamous. It doesn't matter. Everyone, period, goes through jealousy or feels jealousy. You ever experienced jealousy?
All the time.
And this is your first poly relationship,
Yeah.
correct? What about you?
Oh, yes.
First one.
Yes.
But you have experienced jealousy, right?
Yes.
Well, there you have it. All right. So the number 4 most ridiculous question is he rich? He should be. So the reason that question is ridiculous is, are your monogamous boyfriends rich?
All right.
You're willing to work with one man to make a living, even if you're fighting tooth and nail to get by, right? But if 2 women are with one man, he should automatically be rich for what? So you're not going to contribute, no nothing? That's not what poly is about. It is a team building thing, all right? Everybody works to achieve a common goal, to make sure that the family structure is strong and powerful. It's not about one person accommodating all 3 people or however many people are contributing to that relationship, okay? So, and yes, I am rich. I'm rich in love, abundance, thought, intellect, spirituality. I am very rich. And guess what? They're also rich. So we just a rich family right here. All right. All right, let's see here. The number 3 most ridiculous question is, y'all must lack self-love. Do y'all lack self-love? Wow. So that question implies that if a person is willing, or if it's in their very nature, to not prefer monogamy, but to prefer a poly-style relationship, that they must not love themselves. Don't you guys understand that in order to even accept some of these things, you have to truly love yourself? So it's the absolute opposite. A person who is willing to step forward and live a lifestyle that most of the world will disagree with, even though there's nothing wrong with it, trust me, they must love themselves because they're challenging the whole world just so they can be happy. It's the opposite. So it's not a lack of love. It actually is an abundance of love that a person has for themselves when they have the chest, the backbone to stick it out and say, this is how I want to live my life, and this is how I'm going to live it. Do you understand? All right, so let's see here. Now we're down to number 2 now. We are down to number 2. Number 2 is, why even go public? Woo! That, like the other questions, are questions that for some reason are never asked to monogamous couples. Why would anyone go public? I would think that they go public because they're very happy with their situation. Often people who are happy cannot wait to tell somebody about it. That's actually why I went public. I couldn't wait. I wanted to shout it from the mountaintops because, as you can see by this huge ass smile on my face, I'm very happy. No cap. So I wanted to shout it from the mountaintops, and I also wanted to use my family on my platform to be able to inspire many people across the world. So absolutely, we went public, and we have every right to go public just as much as any other relationship out there wants to go public. So hopefully that answers your question. And the number 1 question is, let's get a drum roll. We don't have a drum. Are y'all okay with sharing dick? Now that right there is an ugly question. So we're gonna deal with that question too. Guess what, guys? I am not an action figure or your baby dolls, okay? I am not to be shared. And neither are you, frankly. Neither are the people that you love and care about. Human beings are not to be possessed, right? often more times than not, we make this thought to where we say you're sharing a person, but are you really though? Consider your mother, your aunts, your brothers, your sisters. Do you share them? While you may have different experiences with them, when your brother's off hanging out with your other brother or your sister, you don't feel like you're losing anything, because it's your brother too, it's her brother too, it's his brother too, right? And that's just how it works. There is no jealousy involved. Now there can be when you're a child, right? And when you're a child, you do experience jealousy, right, Lacey?
Mm-hmm.
And you experience jealousy when you're the only child and you know your mother's gonna have a baby, right? And all of a sudden you're mad. But once you see this beautiful child, all of a sudden that pain simply goes away, right? That jealousy simply goes away, because you know not only does your mother have another child that in your mind you thought about is separate from you, you now realize you have another sister or brother, another person who has your back, someone who will fight for you and stand the ground for you in your place and love you just like you would love yourself. Nothing like it. So it's not about sharing, it's about love, simply love. And if you can let go of that possession, you can truly have peace, I'm telling you, and truly have harmony. Because it's in that wanting to own each other. That's why we have a hard problem with seeing polyamorous relationships or poly relationships being happy. And that's why many of us opt out before we even hear the benefits to it, is because you're thinking with a selfish nature. I can't share. No way I could do that. And that's a Western-minded mentality. You were taught to think that way. Okay, now while it may be hard to lose, you should consider why you think that way. And I'm not saying that everyone should think this way. Everyone is not a poly person. Some people are monogamous. Some people do prefer to have one partner, and that is fine if you do. I am not here to tell you something is wrong with the way you choose to live your life, right? Now, on the same note, we're not wrong for the lifestyle that we choose, root word or key word, choose to use or to live, forgive me. All right, so that's it for 5 ridiculous questions we've been asked in the first day of being public, right? So before I close this out, is there anything that you beautiful queens want to add?
Jamie?
I'm good. I agree with everything. Everything.
Good.
For me, I just want to say that we know this when it comes to family, that, well, with family over anything, that every person has their own experience. If you're a mom, you have aunts, uncles, brothers, cousins, and sisters. Each of those individuals have their own experience with her. It's the same is true in a poly relationship. Me and Jamie do not share Kevin. I have my own world with this man. She has her own world with this man, and we have a world together.
Right.
That is what it is. We don't do the same things. You know, we both have different interests, and we have different commonalities with Kevin, so we get to share those things we have in common with him and make a world of our own. So I'm not here to try and copy the relationship and connection that Jamie has with Kevin and vice versa. We're here to be us.
That's right.
That is absolutely right. And there's one question I'd like to just add to it, okay? This is going to be the bonus question, okay? Did you leave religion so that you could be poly, okay? So I thought about that question, and so I wanted to just add in, that was actually about 3 years ago that I left religion. So no, I didn't leave just so I could be poly. But I will say this though, you have a lot of people who do profess this religion, right? And they are your pastors, a lot of them. And they sleep with more women than I could even imagine, okay? And they didn't even leave the church to do it, okay? Some of them even touch your children, okay? So please understand that one does not have to leave a religion to live a lifestyle they want to. People are gonna do what they wanna do anyway. You need to understand that. So stop trying to look at people and judge them. And for all of y'all people thinking y'all can look at pictures and understand who we are and what we're about, please grow up and do not quit your day job, for real. But if we ever do need a picture whisperer, okay, we will show up to you with a collection of photos and have you examine them to see if you can tell us what every couple is going through and how they feel based on their pictures. So if you feel that you know us based on a picture, I'm going to send you some pictures of other people that I know and see how accurate you are on them, okay? Because what you're doing is you're not reading a picture, you're reading your brain and projecting it onto a picture. And you're exposing yourself. Nice to meet you. That's it, family. Listen, be evolution, be the change that you want to see. and no candle loses its flame from lighting the other. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it is in that chaos that you have found yourself. Peace, and I love you, baby.